Hey, my name is Kory Kredit, and I served alongside of Scott on the worship team at Grace Community Church for a couple of years, and was also on the search committee that helped to bring him over to Grace. Had some awesome years worshiping alongside of him, becoming friends with he and Jenny and their family, and just thinking back to even the earlier days when we were interviewing him. It was clear when we talked to the people that had worked with him in other churches that just some things that stood out. Commitment to excellence. I think that's important continuing on in the ministries that I'm in even now is obviously in worship you want to honor God in everything that you do, but honor Him with your best. And Scott really made a commitment to that, and not so that we could showcase musical talent, but that we could do the best with what God had given us. And I think also at Grace, one of the things that we were looking for specifically was leadership. We had gone through a couple of different worship pastors for a number of different reasons, and we needed someone to bring the group together, to create some cohesiveness, to help build teams, to build community. And I think that's really where one of Scott's strong areas was his ability to lead a team, to build that just that cohesiveness as a community. To grow together, not just musically, but spiritually, just to grow under his leadership as well. I was able to see Scott mentor other worship leaders and other musicians, which I know is a passion of his. So it was neat to kind of see that from sort of on the outside looking in, to see how he was able to take people in different positions, allow them to grow in their ministry, and allow them to grow personally. And he still continues to do that with people that were at Grace. Now that we're at a lot of different churches, he still continues to speak into their life. And I think that speaks volumes to just to Scott's commitment to people in general. It's not just a job where he goes home and it's done. He moves on and they're out of his life. It's something that he really values, what he can just provide in terms of value to their life moving forward as well. I remember having a conversation with one of the people on staff on the worship at Grace Community, and he'd been there for about a year, and I was just kind of pulled her off to the side, and I said, so Scott's been here for a while, and she was actually on the search committee with us as well, and I said, did we make the right call? I believed we did, but just wanted to get her take on it. And she said, it's been better than I could have imagined. Scott's been able to bring our team together, to provide leadership, to provide guidance, and we just feel like we have a vision and a direction now, and we've got someone that's kind of leading the charge for us. In terms of musical ability, I think Scott brought a tremendous amount to the team as well, not just from his phenomenal piano playing and vocal skills, but in the ability to hear the sound of the group, to kind of pull out pieces from different instrumentalists, different vocalists, make sure that the sound that kind of he has in his mind is able to, he was able to translate that as a leader, and do that in a way that wasn't condescending, because as we all know, musicians and artists are very temperamental people, and it can be challenging sometimes to give direction and constructive criticism without that being received poorly. And I think Scott did an exceptional job of being able to give direction without that coming across as a negative, which it can potentially, especially in that position. He was able to gain the respect of the people that worked with him and that sang alongside and played alongside of him through that process as well. Later on, I was able to also see a different side of Scott when there were some challenges that came along at the church that I think a lot of people were cracking under. And one of the things that I've admired so much about Scott was his ability to kind of work through that with just an incredible amount of integrity. And even though I know there were some challenges to him through that process, he was first and foremost concerned about his team, and allow them to continue to minister to the church, because that was their role, and be able to kind of navigate through some really difficult waters and do that with excellence as well. I think he gained a lot of respect from other pastors and people on staff, and how they perceived the way that he went through that, and just did an excellent job of honoring God, I think, in the way that he did that. So to wrap up, in my 20 years of ministry, I've had the opportunities to work with a lot of different worship pastors, and Scott really exemplifies the kind of man, the kind of person that I want to spend time with, the kind of person that I want to minister with, the kind of person that I want to worship with. he just brings so much to a team, and I'm sure he will be able to do the same for you.